Today we're taking a look at the latest and greatest from Jackery, and that is the Jackery Solar Generator HomePower 3000. This is the newest device in Jackery's new product line. This thing has a capacity of 3,072 watt hours. We have a lithium iron phosphate or LFP battery inside of this thing. That is going to allow us to get over 4,000 recharges, which should be about 10 years of recharging out of a device like this. One of the big benefits of a battery backup that is this size is that we're going to be getting cleaner, quieter, and a more reliable alternative to normal gas power generators. Now, before we dive deeper into this product, I do want to thank Jackery for sending this device out and teaming up with me on this video. So inside the box, we are getting the HomePower 3000, an AC charging cable, user manual, and that's pretty much it. But that's all we really need, because essentially we need to charge this thing up on the wall and then use it as we will when the power goes out, or with as light as this thing is when we take a trip. Now, there are a few different ways to get this thing charged up. We get AC charging, which I was able to get about 1,683 watts coming into this thing to charge it up, which takes me from about 0 to 100% in about 2 hours. So the other ways to get this thing charged up is through DC power, and that's going to either be a cigarette lighter in a car or using solar panels. Now, as far as outputting power, this device here supports up to 3,600 watts of output and allows for surges of up to 7,200 watts. USB-C is going to allow for 100 watts max, and USB-A will allow for 18 watts of max output. Now let's actually take a look at the hardware of what this thing is offering. We're gonna look at front, back, top, sides, all around. All right, so here's a better look at the actual device. We've got these great handles up on the top of both sides here that have a bit of a rubber feel to it, which makes it easy to grip. Over on this side here, we have got some venting, and then not a whole lot going on in the back. If we take a look at the bottom here, we do have rubber feet there on the bottom, so we don't have to worry about scratching things up when we are sliding it. But let's take a look here at the front. We have got our DC 12 volt right here. We've also got our USB right here. So we've got USB-C and USB-A, and these are our max output for both of those guys. You do have to hit the button over here to enable both of these guys. We can push our power button right here, which is going to turn on our display. So we can see our inputs, outputs, our battery percentage right here. It's connecting up to Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So up at that top corner, once it gets connected, it'll stay solid. Now down here, we have got our AC outlet. So we've got 4 of our AC plugs down here. We can see our max at 3,600 watts. And then we also have a TT30 connector up here, which will allow us to set up and connect to an RV. Turning both of these on, you need to hit our AC power button over there, which is going to turn on the power for those up there. Now, if we take a look here on this side, we have got our reset buttons right here. So our AC output reset buttons are going to be right there. We have got our AC in, so that's going to be this cable that came with it. It's going to be our AC connector, so we're going to get that plugged in. And then we have got 2 DC input ports right here. So with these DC input ports, you can either connect, say, like a barrel plug to a Wi-Fi router or internet, or if you pick up the Jackery solar panels, it comes with a cable like this. So on one end is going to be for an Anderson connection, and then on this side, we have got our barrel plug, which is going to plug right into the side right here. If you have the Jackery 500 solar panels, you're going to be able to hook each one of them up to a port right there, because they each come with one of these cables. If you have the Jackery 200 watts, you can actually double them up in pairs. So we're going to be able to plug 2 into each one of these. Now, the splitter for this is going to be sold separately, so you do have to buy a separate splitter, which will allow you to connect 2 of the 200s together to plug in to each of these, essentially getting you 4 panels of the 200 watt solar panels. Okay, so now I quickly want to show you guys the features in the app. We've got the app loaded up. We see the HomePower 3000 there on the top. I've also got the 5000 and the smart transfer switch, but we're going to go ahead and click on the 3000 and see the display that it gives us. So I have it plugged into the wall right now. It is charging up, but I also have a light plugged into it so we can see what is going out. So input right now, we've got 1342 watts coming in. We can see that it's going to take about an hour to charge up. Output, we have got 74 watts going out, 99.9 hours to discharge, but that's also because we have it plugged in. So from here, we can turn the DC and AC ports on and off. I'm gonna leave that AC one on. We've got our screen timeout. So the screen on the front, it'll go black after 2 minutes for me. And I don't have a solar panel plugged in, so for generation or carbon reduction, we don't see those right there. If I click up in the top corner, we can go into the settings. You can scan to share your device. We can edit the name, change the charging settings. So in here, we have got fast charge or we have quiet charging modes. Backing out of there, we have got our energy saving modes. So here are the options for those. We'll cancel out of that. And then we also have our working mode. So in here is where you can set up your charging plan if you do want to set that up on your schedule. From there, we have got our auto off time, and then we've got our other things like serial numbers, firmware upgrade. So you can go in there and check all the settings that you need to. Now let's talk about some of the additional features that maybe we can't see on the outside. Now they did make this thing as easy to use as possible. It's essentially plug and play, so anybody at any age can use it. Plug your device in, hit the appropriate button to turn on that outlet, and you're charging up. As opposed to the big massive power banks that power up maybe an entire house, this thing is at a great size that it is small enough and light enough for you to pick up and move it around. We have zero drain technology that allows it to retain up to 95% of that battery life over a 365-day period. And this thing can also double as a UPS backup with under 20 milliseconds of response time. So if you do have it connected to sensitive data equipment, maybe a server, maybe a computer, or anything else that you just don't want losing power, maybe a CPAP machine next to your bed, your devices won't be losing power because of that UPS switchover. Another cool thing with this device too is that some of the features in the app will allow you to save on your electricity bill. And this is going to be through a schedule, which will allow you to switch over to the battery backup, maybe during peak times for those higher prices. And when those prices drop down, it can go ahead and charge itself back up, maybe in the middle of the night. As we talked about earlier, it does have the ability to connect to the Jackery solar panels, which will give you up to 3,500 kilowatt hours of free energy that is generated through those panels. And with all the different ports that are provided on the front of this thing, we can essentially power any device that we need to, whether that's a fridge, coffee machine, a Starlink internet. We've got the DC ports on the side for maybe your Wi-Fi router. You can do fans, lights, smartphones. It's got a TT30 RV connector on the front of it, and it's got the AC and DC options depending on what fridge you're running. And saving the best for last, the best part about this thing is it's whisper quiet. Comparing this to a gas generator that you have to run outside because it's super loud and producing exhaust, this thing you can have in the room with you running and you're not even gonna know it. So whether you are in the middle of summer dealing with a heat wave and lose power, maybe you need to power your fans, your fridge, lights, and charging up your phone, or maybe you're in the middle of hurricane season and have to deal with all of the storms and flooding that could possibly knock out the grid, you are going to be backed up with the Jackery HomePower 3000. Now, having a battery bank that you can easily pick up and move around is nice, but what if you want something a little bit beefier that can actually power up and keep your home up and running? If that sounds like something interesting to you, be sure to check out this video right here on the Jackery 5000. This thing is a beast of a unit and definitely worth checking out. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.